Feature Friday.
The freshest.
You know, I look at these films and stuff, and I always wonder how much money goes into them. So we just did a bit of research, and for this movie Kesari,
Kesari.
Kesari, it's like around 100 million plus, right? Now that's
Supposedly.
a whole lot of money. Yeah, just Google research. I'm no genius. It's a whole lot of money. Now we haven't seen this, but I've just put it into perspective for other Bollywood movies, and this is obviously the first time we're gonna check out for a big song for BPraak and also Arko, who's also another playback singer. But let's give it a watch. It's Teri Mitti, very requested in the last video, and we're very astonished that his vocals are live. So let's give it a watch.
BPraak.
BPraak.
Crazy vocals, man.
Is that real?
No, I don't think. Maybe it's not. Maybe a lot of this is green screened. Oh. What an entry!
That's how you do reverb.
Okay, let's talk about cinematics.
BPraak, dude, that guy is unreal.
Done through vocals. There is nothing more incredible, more atmospheric, more world building than having a very systematic reverb to the high vocals, but you need a vocalist that provides that atmosphere. Obviously, they found it. Okay, they found it here.
We're very new at this his discovery and learning about his music, but if this is your first time, I would highly recommend after this you also do watch the video we checked out where it was the first time we checked him out, which was live in a very Spanish like setting with an acoustic guitar, a cajon, and there was something else, or maybe that might have been it.
That wasn't a cajon. It was like a it looked like congas, but it was like this.
Oh, that's
and
right.
It sounded like wood.
That's right.
Like a djembe, but it wasn't skin at the top.
I always forget the name of a couple of instruments, and that's one of them. But I'll show you later. So you see that the reverb, it literally just is enhancing a bit more of his depth, but he packs that like in real life, and that reverb wouldn't work on someone this well if he didn't have that type of a singing
signature tonality,
sound.
timbre. But I actually do believe that there's something really magical when it comes to rubato entries, but they need to be well aided,
Powerful.
right? They need to be well backed up, cinematically speaking, to create this what is happening?
I wonder what the movie's about.
Yeah, me too. Some war.
Pull it back. Oh, definitely. So the G's they pronounce even after. Rang.
That's amazing.
Whoa.
Wow! Gosh!
Again, is that real? Like,
I think that is real. That looks pretty human. That looks pretty realistic.
मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सही महफूज रहे.
How do you know it?
that's the lyrics.
Yeah, I know, but how the hell do you know it?
I don't know.
How do you know that?
Mahfuz rahe teri aang sada.
That is so bizarre.
Just freestyling that, but I do think this though, and I don't want to spoil anything. And we are actually considering on Ballet working on an Indian cover.
Yes, but
but
maybe you should drop it.
No, the interesting bit is I think rapping in Hindi it's possible. Now whether I can do it well, that's a different question. But I like a lot how indie rap sounds.
Hindi rap.
Yeah. Go on.
I have to be honest. Here we go to the lower range of his vocals. You get a really good grasp of that natural resonance in his chest, and also the the obvious melody found underneath that girth but it is so raspy at the same time.
So nice.
Oh, it's awesome.
Again, this is keep that up. They depicts the environmental harshness really well with that type of voice. A perfectly casted singer to represent the movie.
Indeed, it's like environmentally perfect. Also, I read on the comments that you guys dropped on the last reaction. Yeah. He was actually a music producer, so he was a producer, and he didn't actually wanted to be a singer. He made his debut as a singer like really late on in his career,
fair enough.
and he knocked it out of the park basically.
Good on him.
Yeah, crazy, right?
है मेरी ज़मीं अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा चाहे जान मेरी ये रहे ना रहे.
That's incredible.
मेरी ज़मीं महबूब मेरी मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क.
This guy didn't want to be a singer.
ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे.
That's beautiful. What a range.
तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बनके मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू. तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी
Color
सी
palettes are amazing.
है दिल की आरज़ू.
Listen, his vocal range and the understanding of soul coming through the vocalization, it's incredible. Obviously is so enhanced in the production of the song itself, but it heightens the natural timbre, the natural charm to his vocals. It is so individualistic that it's actually hard to put into any other context. It's so right for this visual environment.
So I think the lyrics were written by Manoj Muntashir.
Ah, right.
But it is Arko.
Yes, it is on the title of the video.
Arko Pravo, right? I think that's his. He's also a singer.
Maybe it'll come through later on the song.
But also a composer, so I'm not sure if perhaps he's going to sing or he has composed. Because BPraak has like quite a recognizable voice.
Indeed. But there's also the beautiful musical arrangements throughout the song, where it's like they come in like sparks.
Yeah.
So it is not continuous arrangements of strings throughout the whole thing. Like they just come in pinnacle moments, and then they add the vocals to the same singing phrase that you heard earlier. This is a pretty crazy song.
Pretty
good though.
Very good.
Crazy. What the?
सरसों से भरे खलियान मेरे.
What a comparison, bro. Dance and war.
पा न सका आबाद रहे वो गाँव मेरा जहाँ लौट के वापस जा न सका.
It's also a really hard time signature.
तेरा मेरा प्यार निराला था कुर्बान हुआ तेरी असमत पे मैं कितना नसीबों वाला था.
It's crazy, man.
That's how they sign there with their.
तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू. तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
See,
I love the
it's really
clinging of things.
continuous. The hair.
ओ हीर मेरी तू हंसती रहे तेरी आंख घड़ी भर नम ना हो. मैं मरता था जिस मुखड़े पे कभी उसका उजाला कम ना हो.
What time signature is that?
I don't know. I haven't paid much attention actually to the time signature. Didn't think it was that complex.
There is, because at least in the phrasing of the singing, it's quite uneven.
Yeah, I mean, knowing the indie music industry, the more we get to know it. One of the time signatures they like to do a lot is 4/6.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if it's this.
So it could be a 5/8.
It could be a 5/8.
Could be a 5. Yeah, I mean
that's what I was feeling, because there is some nature to it. So there's something natural that feels there. So, and the most natural time signature is a 4/4. So I think there must be a 4 or an 8. It's somewhere down there. But also the way that the singing phrasing is done, it's so uncontinuous, and it's actually quite troubled and hard to predict, even though we're literally a good into the song. So it's I'm still having a hard time trying to depict that. Obviously that also explains a lot of the conflict that you're seeing depicted in the visual aid, but from a character building perspective, the time signature is a really important part of the storytelling itself, and not just only the lyricism, but how it's composed. The track alone also depicts a lot of the confusion and combobulation that might be happening in the track itself. That's why I asked.
Yeah,
I'll pick it up at the end.
I'll try and pay more attention to it.
तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
It's really nice.
तेरी नदियों में बह जावा तेरी फसलों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
Each letter is pronounced.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's gorgeous. It's insane. That's incredible. What a voice.
You know
Also, you know how impactful it, like, I think this is the really great example of how much of a punch, like how much impact you can have with an octave change.
Yeah.
That's insane, because like it could have been way more intricate. They could have gone a third up, a sixth up, but no, they decided to go with a whole octave in difference for that highlight, that lift of emotion. That's a really good choice.
I really like that.
I'm gonna search it up.
I really like such of the lyrics, mate. I really liked that depiction of dance in comparison to the art of war, because that's essentially the ultimate dance, right? The dance where death is on the line, right, against your opponent, right? And you need two to tango, right? So, and that's why, and I think it's also really intriguing the purposeful use of the clinging. They use that cling,
Yes.
cling, and that's why the time signature. I would bet it's, given the popularity of this in Bollywood, it would be a 4/6. Could be a 5/8, yeah,
Well,
sure.
let's check it
But
out.
my bet would be that, just given the fact of the popularity of it,
Ooh.
by what you guys have told me, time signature turns out it's just 4/4. Keep tripping.
I wouldn't say it's that easy. I wouldn't say it's that easy.
So 4/4 is this, apparently.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's a tempo 80.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was that abnormal.
Bro.
Tempo
They
8, that's
were-
just the BPM.
Yes, but
It's just
like
slow as
I know
fuck.
it is. It's very slow. But my question is like, because you know
The
how
key
sometimes,
is D sharp major.
but you know how in like certain songs you have a set tempo for the composition, but the singer is working at a different time signature.
Sure, that can. Yeah.
This is what Efra has said right now.
Yes.
It's a D sharp major.
That's right.
Hence, why they
The
don't
father's
go
present,
for
by the way. That's
there,
father's voice.
they move to the
Octave. Yeah.
and it will give more power
Yes.
instead of tension, because they want to show power.
Well, it's a major key, so you want to resonate emotionally higher, but you could still lift it in a really
It's a sharp major key.
Yeah, but instead of with the sharps, you can really highlight and give the same emotion without going to the octave on a fifth. You can really create that brightness and that sense of lifting on a fifth harmony. But obviously, the choice of going to the octave it strikes to me like why an octave? You know,
Maybe more like a shout of war.
a communal unity sound. Yes,
Yeah, it's probably more what it's trying
Yes.
to exemplify. Because that's essentially what the song. I mean, I haven't read the lyrics. I will read them now. You have to highlight.
I know.
Yeah, it's essentially what the song is about. It's exemplifying both the the hardships of war, the sacrifices, and the odd. I mean, how real is this? The odd.
Unification in the fight.
No, the odd reality that love and hate exist in the same world.
It's true.
So the woman he loves the most, or the woman that's what she's there to represent:
Yes,
care, love, tenderness. She essentially loves also a killer, right? And he is willing to
Give his life for his
jump
nation.
in the air and stab the enemy in his heart.
That's right.
But in that same place, they were having a dance and an elated experience
Moment,
of armor and of in the army. So let's give it a watch. So we have sacrificed our heads on swords. We have burned our bodies on fire. That's how we have earned the saffron color to adorn our heads in. Also, that's what it represents. Our spirit, beautiful. Oh, my motherland, I have no complaints. Even if I had to bear with 100 problems for you, may your honor always be safe, whether I live or not.
Jesus.
Again, this is like that. I think that's what the song represents,
Yes.
and that's why BPraak, what a cast
Indeed.
to sing that song. Because when I heard his voice for the first time, that's what I felt. I felt like, dude, I listened to this guy sing and I can achieve anything. You know?
Yes.
Oh, my beloved motherland, your love flows in my veins. Blood coming out of body says that your color should never fade. That even rhymes in English. I wish to merge in your soil. I wish to bloom as a flower. It's the wish of my heart that I flow in your rivers, that I wave in your fields as a harvest. Just that much in my hearty wish. Is my hearty wish. My fields full of mustard where I couldn't dance. I wish that village of mine remained safe where I could not return. Nice ad. Of the military.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my country, my dear country. And they say Google doesn't listen. Oh, my country, my dear country. Our love was unique. I sacrificed myself for your honor. I was so lucky. Oh, my beloved, may you keep smiling. May there never be a tear in your eye. Also, the woman in the video is utilized as the representation of the motherland.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, not interesting.
Well,
Quite straightforward,
the female,
actually.
yeah, the female figure, yeah.
May the shine of that face never fade, which I loved. Oh, mother, why do you worry for me? Why is there a river flowing from your eyes?
Oh.
You always said, I'm your moon, and the moon always remains there. I mean, how real is fucking this, mate? Holy shit. And this is what's so interesting, right? It's like, because, I mean, obviously at this time of the world, war is more prevalent than ever. And what's really unique, it's essentially that moments like this is of pure darkness in the past and now, we can say in the present, will inspire such pieces. I cannot imagine letters that will be sent and messages that will be sent in these upcoming days and months and years. And this the representation and the story spoken of the past, but how odd that regardless of how much millennia passes and how many years and hundreds of years pass, we always seem to the same stories get told again and again, and they resonate just as much as when they were first told. So fucking hell, brutal. But as a composition, musically speaking, it's again it does a very good job at exemplifying that the feelings of war, the feelings of patriotism, the feelings of being able to put everything on the line for the sake of protecting the possible flower that may blossom in the country that you're fighting for, in the land that you're protecting.
Well, the without knowing the lyrics, you can depict the sense of unity and sacrifice through the musical composition as well as the vocal performance. There's a lot of longing as well as hope in the singing form, right? So there already you can tell there's a lot of confronting concepts, even in the way that the song is composed, right? Because it might be a 4/4, but he's definitely not singing in a 4/4 bar, structure. He's singing in a more segmented, in a more thought processing way, which allows me to try to understand where the thought process comes in, why it's so many wide bars of silence, like why is there so much thinking behind it, because that's how you would approach it from an acting perspective. If the song is written in a certain way, is your job as the actor to depict what those silences and those things have a meaning,
right,
for the storytelling.
To me, the best scene is this. This is fucking the best depiction of that. That, like, smiles, happiness, dance, music, right? And then, like, that's such a powerful scene, right? Because he utilizes that same item to then kill someone.
Yes.
Fuck, dude. So they're dancing. Bam! And it's just a flash, just to make you understand that the same things that in moments of crisis bring happiness, joy, and unity are also what creates the ultimate, I guess, I don't know.
The ultimate sin.
Yeah, right. But for maybe justified. That's what they. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome what art can do. And this is the conversation we were having last night.
Yeah.
That this Vale and I were having this conversation of face value, right? And maybe you look at art, and art can be just what it may be in face value. So a beautiful painting can simply be a beautiful painting, right? Of a cascade, or maybe a painting of a gun, or a painting of just a butterfly. And that can be just that, just a beautiful butterfly flying across the land, right? But if you only look at it at face value, you're like missing like 80% of the actual beauty of the art. Why the conscious choice of purple? What does purple represent? Why the conscious choice of not putting the sun in the picture? And it's just a dark, damp, but the only bright thing is the butterfly. You know what? So at face value, it's like, it can just be a beautiful picture of a butterfly, but you just might be missing about 80% of its true value, which lies beneath the picture, underneath it, behind it, and the inspiration behind the author.
And that's why I take my time into trying to understand why the time signatures, why the choices of chords, why the timing phrasing, and all of these things, because they really do amplify your understanding of the song itself. From musical composition to the final product, and just the face value in which you are met with.
And the Indian music industry does this at the moment, probably in the music industry, best than anyone else in the world. It's really impressive to me. Like, really, really, really impressive to me. So let us know what you guys thought about it, and what else should you check out next.